No, first of all, our consumption has been 5 million barrels a day for a long time. It's not rising to 5 million barrels. But since
you expect it to grow from
no, it will grow because our growth is 3 times the global average. So, I mean, it's only a matter of time before, if the economy grows at 6.5%, 7% and our consumption grows at 3 times the global average, that you will be looking at not 5 million barrels, but 6.5 million barrels. When it will happen, how will the demand be met? Certainly.
Isn't it time for OPEC to at least consider an output?
Yeah, I have a very simple line on OPEC. It's their sovereign asset, the oil under the surface or wherever it is. It's their sovereign right. I have never asked them to sell at a particular price, but I have told them, and I've gone public on that whatever we do in terms of policy responses always has consequences. Some of them are intended, some of them are unintended. I remember with a very responsible member of OPEC, one of the leading member states, one of their entities, I said, look, if you think you are going to reduce the oil supply available, it's going to result in exacerbating the disequilibrium and prices will shoot up. If prices shoot up, an inflationary situation becomes recessionary. If it becomes recessionary, demand drops in itself. So you have a choice of either taking that decision before or after the recession hits.
Were they receptive to that?
Well, I am not going to answer. I greatly value the the confidentiality of my discussions with OPEC. I have excellent relation. Today I had a very nice meeting with the OPEC Secretary General. We are planning to do the OPEC India structured dialogue, in fact, sometime in April, etc. Let me share 2 things with you, which will give you a perspective. There was a world prior to COVID, and there was a world prior to the so-called crisis. And today we are back to pre-COVID levels. Okay? How much of energy any country had contracted by way of long-term supplies or by way of increase in its own E&P, by way of diversifying? I mean, we used to have 27 traditional suppliers. We've got 39 now. All right? I don't think revival of economic activity will in and of itself lead to prices going through the roof. All right? Well, there will be demand and supply. Today, 81, 82.
Which is high for India. I mean, every $1.
Well, I think I would like prices to be half that. But I live in a real world, and I would, whilst I may want it, I prepare for whatever the price is. Where will prices go? I really don't know. But what I can tell you is,
higher for longer, no, sir?
Well, I'll tell you something. We are 30% of the global consumption, and today we feel confident that we'll be able to use our market to source from wherever we have to, from wherever we get beneficial terms. By beneficial terms in this situation is you have to be sure of your supplies.
Yeah.
I mean, we didn't allow the turbulence in the geopolitical turbulence or the pandemic or anything else to come in the way of our ability to supply to our consumer. Even during torrential rains, my oil companies were delivering cylinders on their shoulders to consumers in the Northeast.
In fact, on that, sir, talking about supplies coming in from Russia, and like I've told you before, I think there's complete merit in the argument that you should serve your people in India. Vortexa, which is an energy intelligence agency, saying that right now 28% of your oil supplies are coming from Russia. How deep can this energy relationship get with Russia, and how do you balance the equation? Because you also, as part of your diversification strategy, have a strong relationship with the U.S.
Look, first of all, there are a number of presumptions you're making. That if I buy from Russia, somebody in the West is not happy. I would look at it slightly differently. Whether it goes up from 28% comes down to 18% or 15%, I don't know. Because, 47% of our imports are done by private sector, who in any case don't consult me. And the other 53% is done by the OMCs, who also don't consult me. So these are commercial decisions which they will take. Will it go up from 28 to 38 or will it come down to 15? I don't know. And frankly, I wouldn't worry about that. But just imagine a situation if India was not buying from Russia and our consumer has to be supplied, then I would be buying from the same old suppliers. Can you imagine a situation, oil is sanctioned, Russia has problems, Venezuela cannot supply its oil, then oil price will not be $200, it will be $480.